between the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
All right, get set, fellas.
3 down, 3 down.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right.
Deuce right, Chief.
4 down. 4 down.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. We got 4.
Monday, down. Blue 80.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, here we go.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Down. Wide 85.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
From the gun, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Christian Covington coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at about the 14. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To throw is Brissett. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Guys, double tight. Even. 4.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Shift.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there. Ohio!
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
OP.
Hey. 4 down.
Fournette, a first down carry, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, here's Carr. Dumps it off to Fournette. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker, or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal.
3 down. Mike's 5-4.
To throw is Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, nice move. And some space here. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Check, check.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He sets up the screen to Jones. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Flex round. Got 4 down.
Out of the gun, Brissett. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Hut. Flex round.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
You got 56 there.
4 down. 4 down.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Go, Chief. Low, low, low.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hey, 734.
We got 4. We got 4.
Shotgun now for Carr. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hines. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
93.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3 down. 3 down.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Raiders have recovered.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
This is Carson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is that they can run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Derek Barnett in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll pitch it out to Jones. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Jones. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
Flex round!
On 3rd down, Brissett trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Heavy, heavy.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Tight end right.
29. Hot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fournette fighting through. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
93.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
That's it, baby.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Right, boy. Tight ends to the right. Move. Hey.
What's up?
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr and Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very solid gain of 27.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right. Hey.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go. We're good. We're good.
Mike's 50.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island.
What's up?
Single receiver.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got a man, it's Sutton, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
3 down. Hey, check. 3
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Alert. 3 down.
To throw on 2nd down. Carr. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 3 on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. From the gun, Carr. Always got some breathing room. And he slides to avoid the hit. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Carr now on first down. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Cortland Sutton as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead. And his kick is right through. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Raiders. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Hut!
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Brissett. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first, this one from 38. And his kick is right there. It's good. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
4 down, 4 down. Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Check Mike 54.
2nd down, Brissett. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Flex round! Flex round! 4 down, check! 4 down, 4 down!
Brissett to throw on first. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good headed scheme going.
Now it's Carson, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
93. 93.
Again, it's Fournette. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter, because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
6-18.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Hey, Mike 50.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
But the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Here's Brad Nortman now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Brissett on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. The give is to Jones. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Strong right. 4 down.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double-A gap blitz, that's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Tight end's right. Hey.
On second down, Montgomery. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
We got three down.
Ohio!
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to
Flex round!
Brissett now. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Landon Collins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Three down.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
4 down. Alert. Right there. 54. Right there.
On play action, it's Carr. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Single.
Express!
59's Mike. 59.
From the gun, it's Carr. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3 and out. Carr now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
24.
Operating from the gun. Carr. And the Raiders have got him.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Hey, guys, check me out.
What's up?
A handoff to Fournette. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go.
I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one. All right, get set, fellas.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Listen, hot.
From the gun, Carr. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Flex round! Flex round!
A first down throw for Brissett. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On the counter, here's Jones. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Raiders on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Ohio!
Four down. Check.
Here we go! What? 90! What? 90!
Mike, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
They'll run it with Jones. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Mike's 5-4.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go.
What's up?
From midfield, here's Carr. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Here's Jones. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Four down. Mike, 55. Check, 55.
A second down throw for Brissett. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Flex round.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Flex round. Flex round. Who that? Flex round.
Back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Tight ends on the Ringo. We got four. Watch the edge.
Ohio. Flex round.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
And they begin with a run by Fournette. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take.
And now look at him go. He's at the 50. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Houston, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.